As of this morning, Another Time, Another Place has 42,000 followers on Instagram, 18,000 subscribers on YouTube, which puts us at the 60,000 mark. And we just hit 30,000 subscribers on TikTok, which puts us at 90,000. Between all three platforms, all we need is 10,000 more followers and subscribers for us to hit 100K. My dog is named River, my cat is named Cricket, and I am Martin. We live in another time and another place. Follow along as we play around in our houseboat in the middle of the wilderness. The sun's come up and it's beating the fog off the river. You can kind of see it. There's fog over there where there's no sun. Yeah. Our boat is full of water from the rain. You've seen me make the mistake of paying other people to work on my boat. I actually paid mechanics to fix a problem where I came in and said, after about an hour of my sailboat running, it sputters out and won't start again. They do $1,000 worth of work. I take my boat out. After an hour, the engine sputters and dies and won't start again. I come back, same thing, 2 or 3 more times. Now, I don't take my boat to a mechanic unless I have no choice, and when I do, I talk to them very seriously and say, if what you do doesn't fix the problem, I don't want to pay you for it. So keep the old parts and be prepared to put them back in. Pretty much. Look at him sleeping in the boat. He's been doing that lately. He likes that boat more than anything. I'm going to try to replace this.
Yeah, I'll never change. Just to go around town with some gasoline. Just trying to bomb a flame. Trying to burn the whole place down. And how do you explain ever falling in love with a guy like me in the first place? And turn around and say that I'm the worst thing. So if I'm the problem, and your mess never do no wrong, if I'm so awful, then why'd you stick around this long? And if it's the whiskey, why'd you keep on pulling it off the shelf? You hate the way you look at me, you halfway see yourself, but it got me thinking.
This is the calm before the storm. We're apparently going to have some severe thunderstorms, is what they're saying. However, the wind is dropping. Today the wind was 15 miles an hour, and tonight it's going to be between 12 and 10, 12 miles an hour. So the wind's going down, even though there's going to be lightning. I like lightning. I like videoing lightning. The only difference between... Oh, there's a tree in the river. That's a huge tree. The only difference between a normal storm and today's storm is that it's really warm and I want to be out in the wind and I want to feel the wind during the night while I'm sleeping, so I'm actually tied up to trees in where wind will hit us, where normally I try to hide. Now in my mind, I've been at the dock during way more worse storms, so I'm not worried about it. And I want to start being in the wind, you know. I want to sleep at night with wind blowing through the boat. So we're going to start doing this. I've been at the dock in 25 mile an hour wind. The boat's been down here for 5 years, so whatever storm there's been, it's been through it. The only thing is the really bad wind that I've hidden from, I wouldn't want to tie up and be part of. That's not going to be part of this storm. It's going to be 20 mile an hour wind max is my guess for the gusts. So I'm not too worried. But I'm going to have to like batten down the hatches. I guess I am worried. Maybe that's what I'm talking about. I've been thinking about it. I'm a little worried, basically. The other thing is I have a backup plan. If everything gets too sketchy, I'm gonna pull back into that creek, because somewhere in that creek, it bends both ways. So somewhere in that creek the wind won't get to during the storm. And tonight's gonna be a weaker storm. Tomorrow's gonna be about 5 to 10 mile an hour more of wind. So tonight's a good night to test it out. The only thing that I'm a little sketched about is that right now there's no wind, and now would be the time to move the boat over to our storm spot like I've been doing. And I'm kind of like, Martin, why don't you just do what has been working forever? But man, I gotta tell you, if I was sitting in that storm spot tomorrow when it's 85 degrees, it's gonna be hot. I don't even want to do that. So, and then it's like the storm's happening, generator, air conditioner, just loud everything, when I could just sit out in the wind in the storm. And yeah, I mean, I've towed my boat at 60 miles an hour, so the boat can handle the wind. It's whether the ropes hold, you know. Yeah. Look at that. The rainbow's going right to the marina, and it's starting to pour. That's really cool. I'm glad I just caught that. I was trying to show the storm in the back behind me, and I just caught that out of the back of the corner of my eye on the camera. I would have never seen it. Well, that's worth getting rained on for. Alright, so there's one half of the rainbow. It goes up and over and lands on Cuba Landing. So it's peaking around 20 miles an hour, but it's around 15 mile an hour wind on average, and it is just beautiful. The boat is sitting steady on the other side of the creek here. The water's come up enough that some water's splashing over to us, but we're not moving at all. We're solid here. And the wind's just coming up. I'm sitting in my chair, put my feet up, and it's 85 degrees, but I feel 72 right now with this wind coming off of the water right here. River has gone in the water a couple of times. Yeah, he doesn't. He would prefer we be on a beach, but I'm going to take him in the boat in a second. He kind of just goes after like whatever is in the water, any fish that go by and stuff. He's kind of enjoying it, but he clearly would like to lay on a beach somewhere. Not right now. We're flooded. We're flooded until Tuesday. River. Tuesday will be when the water goes back to normal height. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what today is. I think it's Friday. I think. Just for context. If you look at the top of the neck right before the head, you see how much narrower it is than the head? Those are the venom glands on both sides. That's why you get that, people say, a diamond shape, or yeah. And then if you look near the edge of the tail, the stripes will start to turn into those wider on the bottom than on top. That's the Hershey kiss type thing. Do you see how the majority of his body is above the water? That's how you know it's a cottonmouth. And to be honest, you can probably swim faster than that, but he can probably swim a little faster than that too. So some people will ask me and will like not even really want to watch my videos because I show a snake, right? And they'll be like, how do you even live out there? No, I would never live out there if I watched that. You got it. It's true. Most people won't. Most people will see that happen, and they will sit in their bed at night and they will think that there's a hole in the bottom of their boat, that snake's going to come in and they're going to step off of their bed and get bit and die. Number one, you don't die from a snake bite anymore. That just doesn't, it rarely happens, and when it happens, it's because you had some kind of adverse reaction other than other people do. Dogs don't even die from snake bites when you get them treated, unless they get bit in the eye or the tongue. So the concept of immediate death is not true, even though it's scary to think about. The other thing is, you have to step on them. Like, you have to be within a foot of the snake. Why are you going within a foot of a snake? So the biggest difference is, anywhere in Tennessee, if you start walking around in your yard and moving leaves or moving branches around, you're going to risk being bit by a snake. So we don't do those things. We have some friends that just moved down here from Wisconsin, which is where I grew up, and we don't have anything that will kill you in Wisconsin at all. We go running in the woods and jumping in leaves, and the worst thing that could happen is a tick, right? So when they came down here, they picked up a pile of leaves to go throw in the fire. As soon as they threw it in the fire, a venomous snake came out. It was a copperhead. And we were like, dude, why are you picking up a bunch of leaves? In reality, that's what it is. When you grow up or you live in a place, you learn how to safely live there. There are places where there's alligators, and if you let a child swim in the water, there's a risk of the alligator getting it. Same thing with a little dog, right? I believe that if the snakes weren't here, more people would be out on the water. So part of being out in the wilderness is that there's bears and cougars and snakes, and that's why people have homes and live in cities and don't come out here. The other thing is, I strongly believe that if you don't mess with a snake, it can't hurt you. That's like fighting with someone who can't punch or kick. All they can do is bite, and they can only move at 4 miles an hour. So you could really just walk away from that person. The main thing is that you just have to watch where you're walking, and if you don't know the area is clear of snakes, you can't let your dog go, you know? Now, I've never had a snake get on the boat, and I have seen them try. I've seen them be curious. I've seen them come underneath, and they go under the boat. Don't get me wrong. They try to stay under the boat because it's shelter over the water, which is where they hunt. There's fish under the boat. That's where they hunt. They don't get up on the boat. The 2 times I've had snakes, I had one get up on the motor twice, and I just killed it. After the second time, I'm like, I'm not going to have this thing come up here. When I killed it, I realized they are so fragile. They are not hard to kill. Any kind of stick or any solid item hitting them within the top 5 inches of their head kills them. Within the top 5 inches of their head kills them instantly. And we're not talking like, oh, they swirl around and bite everywhere. When I hit that snake, it died. It turned limp, completely limp. Now, you don't go pick it up or play with the body because it can still bite you, but it didn't keep coming after us, okay? The other snake that I killed, River, was a copperhead that got into it with Cricket and River, and by the time I looked over there and realized it was happening, River had shook it and pretty much tore off the tail. River pretty much killed it before I got there, and I just took it out of its misery, was what was my thinking. And I had that was in the land between the lakes. And that was when I first found out about venomous snakes, and I was scared of them, and I thought my whole world was going to end. And now, just the other day, I had 3 cottonmouths right here underneath this tree trunk under the boat, and a 4th one over here. And we just sat here in the hammock, relaxed. The dog was on a leash, and we spent the whole day videoing them and watching them. I'll show you a little clip of it. But I gotta tell you, I'm not recommending that anyone comes out here and just walks around and not knowing what they're doing. But at the same time, you can live with wild animals and not get hurt. There is a higher risk of something happening, but that means you have to watch where you go. You have to wear your boots. You have to look underneath things before you pick them up. Yeah, stuff like that. Like, you can't leave your generator warm out on the beach and then not kick it in the morning to think that there's not going to be a snake in it. Right? That kind of thing. But long story short, you can live your life happily with them within 5 feet of you because they can only hurt you when they're within 1 foot. Yeah. So this is happening just to the right of my boat, on the front of it. The tree that we're actually tied up to, this is happening in. And basically a male just came and was licking and sensing the female and kind of chased her up into the into the log here. And as I'm zooming in, the reason why you're not hearing this audio is right here when this third snake showed up, I kind of made I swear to a lot. I was like, I dropped a couple of F-bombs because I was startled by it. But the fact is, you can see that they're about to mate. And if this made my day. I could not ask for more intriguing things to watch than this right here. But I know people don't like to see it, and they pretty much like to relax with my show, so I won't keep you here, keep you in the venomous world for any longer. That's how you know it's flooding, because that marker doesn't belong here. And to me, it looks like it's traveling down. It's not even staying put. No, there's never been a marker at this that came from a good mile up. Look at it. Yeah, it's floating downriver. I wonder if it lost its anchor. It's just going downriver until it hits the dam. That's kind of funny. It's got a couple hundred miles to go. Now, interestingly enough, there is an area right downriver where there are 4 of them along the shoreline in the backwater area, and I wonder if this one will end up there. So we're gonna take a good picture of it just to try to track it. The other thing is this is the current. There's no wind today. Look how calm it is. So that's the slow moving 1 mile an hour current that would take you down river if you want to just turn your motor off and let it happen. Looks like something hit it, but that happened a long time ago because it's rusted. I mean, honestly, when the paint scrapes away, that rusts pretty quick, tell you the truth. It does not look like it has a anchor tied to it at all. The other thing is, I'll hit it. I'll actually drive into it. They're very, 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 very light. Oh, you can see it's got a little missing piece right there. Like I can move them around. You would think that they're die hard and big, but they're not. They're like hollow and light. Yeah, there's nothing on the bottom of that one holding it in place at all. Look at the eyes on this guy. Another forest turtle. Forest tortoise. I can't talk right. Again, I'm looking for snakes while I'm walking down in here because it's been cold and sunny. I don't see anything, although you never know. A river just jumped out of the truck, by the way. Punk. Alright, we're going to put him here. The sun's going to be coming through here in a second when it gets on cloudy. Hopefully it won't get back on the road. Son, I'm going to have you move along. I'm going to have you move along, please. Look how he's shaking his tail. He's acting like he's a bad snake. He ain't no venomous snake. Come on. Come on. I wish that rope was a little tighter. But at least it's giving us some movement. I'm not going out there. That's cold, rainy water. So for those of you who have watched the last 5 episodes or so, you'll remember I came into this creek and it was just, there were trees blocking it. And they had garbage all through here. The whole thing was kind of covered in garbage. In fact, I'm surprised more people didn't comment on the cleaning out the creek episode or clearing out the creek episode, and about how much garbage there actually was is kind of stunning. But I've been coming here for a month and a half just picking up garbage here and there, doing this. Just tie them up, leave them here, and I take them to the marina with me. And, you know, it's been probably 5 weeks since I started coming in here, and it's, you know, just me and River pretty much made this little place perfect when it was shockingly garbage filled, basically, when we started. It's kind of amazing what you can do just with a little bit of spare time here and there. You can kind of make everything pretty again if you just put a little effort into it.
Baby, I didn't mean to treat you bad.